Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. Today we have a very important and detailed update coming out of South Sudan. There are three major stories we need to discuss today, and each of them carries serious political, social, and humanitarian meaning for the country. First, we'll talk about South Sudan is planning to expand its diplomatic presence around the world by operating new embassies even while the country continues to struggle with financial pressure. Second, we'll talk about a controversial decision involving the historic Rumbek Senior Secondary School as sparked public concern and strong reaction in Lake State. And third, we'll talk about Human Rights Watch has released a troubling report accusing both government and opposition forces of blocking aid and forcing civilians to leave their homes. These are not just normal news headlines. This story touches on governance, history, education, human rights, and the future of South Sudan. Before we move on, please, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with South Sudan's new embassy plan. South Sudan is now looking to increase its diplomatic presence across different parts of the world. According to reports, the government is considering opening new embassies in several countries. This includes Djibouti, Algeria, Brazil, Australia, and Rwanda. In addition to this, there's also a plan to establish consulate office in Mombasa, Kenya. This news has attracted attention because it comes at a time when South Sudan is still dealing with serious financial challenges. The spokesperson for the Minister of Foreign Affairs explained that this plan was approved by the country leadership last year. However, the process is still in the early stages. This means that no embassy has officially opened yet. The government said diplomatic procedures must first be completed. These procedures often include agreement between countries, legal documentation, staffing, office arrangement, and financial approvals. At the moment, there's no official timeline. This means that nobody knows exactly when these embassies will become operational. One of the most talked about part of this story is the mention of Australia. Some reports claim that an embassy may soon be opened there. However, officials have warned that this information is still not fully confirmed. Now let us take a moment to understand why this move matters. Embassies are important for a country. They help improve diplomatic relations. They support citizens living abroad. They help build trade partnership. They strengthen international cooperation, and they give a country a stronger voice on the world stage. For South Sudan, this could be seen as an effort to expand influence and improve international relations. But there is another side to this story, and that side is money. South Sudan continues to face economic difficulties. Government institutions have been struggling with funding. This includes diplomatic missions already operating in other countries. A report suggests that some diplomats posted in foreign countries have experienced delayed salary. Some have reportedly struggled with high living costs. In expensive cities like Geneva and other Western capitals, diplomats are said to be facing very difficult conditions. Some reports even claim that certain diplomats have taken side jobs to survive. This raises serious concern. If current embassies are already under financial pressure, how will the country support more diplomatic missions? Opening an embassy is expensive. It requires office rent, staff salaries, transport, security, communication system, and official diplomatic activities. There are long-term costs. It is not a one-time project. This is why many observers are watching closely. Some people support the move. They believe South Sudan needs stronger diplomatic engagement. Others question whether this is the right time, especially when the country still faces international financial struggles. This is the difficult balance between ambition and capacity. The government remains hopeful. Officials say that the financial challenges are temporary. They believe the country will overcome them. But for many citizens, the question remains, should diplomatic expansion happen now, or should financial stability come first? Let us know what you think in the comment. Let's pause here and look deeper into what this means. Diplomacy is not just about politics. It also affects trade, migration, education, partnership, and foreign investment. For example, having an embassy in Australia or Brazil may help South Sudanese students, workers, and families living abroad. It can also help attract investors and strengthen business relations. But if embassies cannot be properly funded, the opposite may happen. Instead of improving the country image, it may create embarrassment on the international stage. This is why financial planning is critical. The government must ensure that expansion does not weaken existing institutions. This is a major story because it reflects how South Sudan wants to present itself globally. Let's move on to our second top story, Rumbek school controversy. This one has caused emotional and political reaction. The controversy centered around the historic Rumbek Senior Secondary School. During the graduation ceremony at Rumbek University of Science and Technology, Vice President Hossein Abdelbagi Akol announced that the school would be transferred to the university. This was presented as part of a university expansion plan. At first, this may sound like a normal development decision, but for many people in Lagos State, this is far more than a land issue. Rumbek Senior Secondary School is one of the most respected and historic institutions in the region. It has educated generations of leaders. It holds historical memory. It represents a part of South Sudan identity. This is why many people strongly oppose the decision. Critics say this is not development. They say it is the displacement of history. The main concern is that the decision was announced without enough consultation. Many people believe community members, former students, and local leaders should have been involved before such a major decision was made. This case created feeling of exclusion and distrust. People are asking why new land was not found for the university. Why move a historic institution instead of building new facilities elsewhere? This question remains at the center of the debate. The government say better facility may be provided in the future, but critics say these promises are too vague. There are no clear timeline, no detailed relocation plan, no strong guarantees. Because of this, many fear the school may lose its historic identity forever. This story is deeply emotional because the schools are more than building. They hold memory, they represent heritage, they preserve identity. For many people, moving the school feels like removing part of their story. This issue continues to spark debate across Lagos State and beyond. Let's look at humanitarian crisis. This is another report. Human Rights Watch has released a serious report about the situation in South Sudan. According to the report, both government, military force, and opposition groups have blocked humanitarian access. This means aid workers are struggling to reach people in need. Food, medicine, shelter, and emergency support are being delayed. The report said hundreds of thousands of civilians have been forced to leave their home. Some areas have received a sweeping evacuation order. Families have fled school, villages, business, and home. This has worsened the humanitarian crisis. Imagine leaving your home with no guarantee of safety, no shelter, no food, no medical support. This is the reality many civilians are facing today. Human Rights Watch also report that aerial bombing followed some evacuation orders. This is extremely concerning because civilians must be protected under international law. A school, hospital, home, and place of worship are civilian structures. They should never be targeted. Government should not target these places. Another issue is no-fly restriction. These restrictions prevent humanitarian agencies from accessing certain areas. This means aid supplies cannot be delivered quickly. Human rights groups say civilians are paying the price. The United Nations has called for immediate dialogue and an end to violence. The international community is now watching very closely. Today, 3 stories show the main challenge that facing South Sudan. On one side, the country wants to grow its diplomatic influence. On another side, citizens are worried about preserving their historical institution. And at the same time, many civilians continue to suffer under worsening humanitarian crisis. These stories are connected. They all reflect the larger question of governance, priorities, and national stability in South Sudan. The future of South Sudan will depend on how leaders respond to these challenges. What do you think? Should the government focus on new embassies? Was the Rumbek school decision fair? What should be done to protect civilians? Share your thought below. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification for more updates. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.